Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Wyngs channel. Today we got a new podcast here for you guys, and today the topic will be about Mihas. And Mihas is basically Malaysia International Halal Showcase, so we were there for 4 days. So yeah, I just want to share with you guys like the experiences that we had in the 4 days. So yeah, Isha, what were you expecting from this expo, and did it exceed your expectations, bro?
To be honest, in terms of my expectations for Mihas, right? Because as you guys are aware, we participated as multiple entities.
Yeah.
So be getting the team trajectory right in regards to how we represent ourselves was definitely a challenge. But in terms of expectations of the exhibition, it definitely surpassed what I expected in terms of outcome. Right, in terms of outcome, like the welcome we received for the speech and all of that, it was really, really good. It was beyond what I expected. However, if you ask me in regards of how the expo was conducted, I would say it could be better, because there are expos that are conducted in much intrigued manner. But nonetheless, it was definitely a very fruitful exhibition for all of us, I would say.
How about you, Satya? Do you have anything like to say about the expo? Was it your first expo that you attended?
Yeah, it's my first expo, but then I'm not sure how was the other expo happening here. But then Malaysia was happy to see, because it's a very big expo where all the local manufacturers from north to south, like from people from Penang, from Johor, all over the place, they're coming over to KL to participate in the expo. I was really happy about it, because I was thinking maybe only people from KL will be around there, but surprisingly there was a very, very big MNCs, all the big companies were also there. Like, very happy to participate and get to know all the people who was involved from those companies, and get to know like all the people in a very higher position, like the CEO, the founder of the company. Everybody was there, and get to interact with them, get to know all those people over there. It's a very good experience, and I think it's a very good exposure for like a beginner, like for exhibition for myself.
Yeah. So it was like a 4 days expo. Myself, I was there for 4 days. You were there for 2 days, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I believe Alex, Ishu also was there for all 4 days. So yeah, definitely, I think like for those of us who went for all 4 days, it was really exhausting.
It was mad.
Yeah, like for me, I think the thing that really made me felt really tired in the 4 days was the driving and the traffic. Because the traffic in KL was mad. Like just getting out of the car park was like 45 minutes just to get out of the car park.
Yeah.
So yeah, really like got really tired from the jam and stuff like that.
Because 3 floors, bro. Imagine people from overseas are coming, the government bodies, also local manufacturers, everybody in that same conference hall.
And then KL being KL. Another thing, I think there was actually 2 exhibitions that was going on the same time. It was not only Mihas, Oga also was happening, oil and gas exhibition.
Oh,
and
the one is in KLCC, right?
Madrid.
Oh, Madrid.
It happened in Madrid, if I'm not mistaken. And Madrid and Mita is like right next to each other.
Right next to each
Maybe
other.
that is why the congestion was mad lah.
Oh.
That explains the crowd actually.
Yeah. Because if you see the amount of cars compared to the amount of people that were in Mitag, it's not people in Mitag was not that much in contrast to the cars that were there.
Yeah. True.
Then I realized like through my friends' stories that they were also in Oga. Yeah, maybe that is what the congestion like. But nonetheless, KL being KL. Yeah.
True.
So in terms of like all of us being there for that 4 days, how about you, Zainal? Were you having any struggles, any challenges that you were facing here in office when you were alone?
Ya, banyak jugalah. First time handle seorang tu yang sampai demam tu.
See guys, Zainal literally fell sick trying to run the show, the operation shows single-handedly. So don't be mean at him. Be nice.
Yeah, cut him some slack. He's working very hard. We can all see
4
that
days
as
running a
well.
one-man show.
How was the experience?
At first saya ingat macam okay boleh buat seorang kan. So bila start dapat call dari customer datang walk in apa semua tu, so bila handle seorang struggle lah, pergi depan pergi belakang, so susah nak buat seorang. So lepas tu lagi satu tak ada music, tak ada kawan nak borak. Potong sikit lah. Tak ada kawan nak borak selain dengan borak dengan Umar je. Tu yang jadi bosan sikit tu.
Okay. But I wanted to ask something. So you guys, right? All you guys were there in Mihas and all of that, right? Did you guys encounter any weird instances? Like vividly, do you guys remember specific instances in Mihas? Like talking to vendors or
Yeah.
maybe some stupid
Yeah.
questions that they asked you.
Yeah, that definitely. Actually, I feel right. I don't know about y'all lah, but for me, because it's also my first time in the exhibition, so I never been to a professional exhibition like this. Because most of the time, I think I went to a lot of car shows, auto shows, and any other time would be through as a visitor. So I think like the interesting part of doing that hands-on was that to handle rejection. Because the people there is like I remember there was a tactic that I used with Satya that day. I was going full on, so I was like really like trying to approach people, trying to find how to break the ice with the vendors and all. But it doesn't seem to work because I was holding a flyer and actually I with the name card. I was like ready to go and pounce all over the vendors. So eventually it doesn't work that way. Which I bumped into Satya while we were walking. And I saw this fella, it's like, what is he doing? How did he interact with this customer? Because I would like to, on the first day, right, I observe a lot of people. I see how Isha talks, how Satya talks. Then I saw, I was like, hey, this guy is like walking like...
Man was
like,
carrying a tote bag.
He was carrying a tote bag.
Yeah.
And then he was like chilling, and then nothing, no flyers, no business cards. He was just going from vendor to vendor. And like seeing what they whatever sample that they have, he might try it on, and just to break the ice, he'll be like an actual visitor. And in disguise, So I was like the entire time I was like, hey, this guy is like, this is the tactic, Then I'll try to like, on the second day you see me without flyers. I was just like, okay, don't do this. I eventually get a lot better. That's why I think that. Actually, handling rejection because people will put you on the spot once you want to talk to somebody, because the people that are there, right, are exhibitors. So casually, when you are talking to someone, after you talk to them, you realize they are the CEOs, they are the founders, they are the managers.
True.
So sometimes these people, you can't simply talk something that is not related to business if your intention is to do business.
Yeah.
So definitely for my end, I feel like handling the rejection, being in that awkward phase. But after the first day, I learned a lot from everyone that was there. So after the second day, I was like, okay, I need to step up my game because I need to talk to people.
Was it your first expo also? You were mentioning is your first expo, right?
Yeah, it was because like I said, I never attended to any expo before, and
besides being a visitor lah.
Yeah, and all this while as well, the what I would like to highlight also is a bit about the interaction, because most of the time, because of just how easy our access to the technology is, we usually communicate electronically. It will be calls, it will be emails, it will be texts. So having to face, right, one thing that I found out is that when you're talking to someone face to face, whatever information that you have, of course product knowledge is very important, but when you're talking to the customer, right, you have to like give out the information right on the spot. So there's no waiting time, there's no like you can like hold on and let me check.
And you have to be seen as if you're really sure that whatever you're saying, you must seem
whatever it is
legit,
that you are saying at that moment itself is the first impression that you get. So if you have thought somewhere along the lines, it's gonna start off with the wrong foot.
Okay. Now see, in perspective of handling awkward conversations, I think Satya's, Alex and myself, we were talking to vendors, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Based on these 4 days of experience, you had 2 days, right? Okay. In like you were explaining, day one you were struggling, and then you improvised, and by day 4 it was easy already, right? Like it was very easy to maneuver through the conversation. Okay. Now bring yourself back to day 4. Think and ask yourself how much implication of sales theories worked and how much implication of human psychology worked.
I would say human psychology higher.
Right?
Yeah.
So don't you think the best salespeople are psychologists?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because they can manipulate the way you think and the way your thoughts lead. Correct?
Yeah,
That is sales, right? That is sales.
Yeah.
That's why I always preach to you guys. Don't try to sell people. Try to play their needs. You see, right? Like you were telling, like Satya was approaching as a visitor.
Yeah.
You know why Satya would be welcome? Because that is, in their eyes, it's a potential buyer. Right?
Yeah.
And they are here to generate, in that exhibition, they are here to generate sales.
Yeah.
So when you disguise as a buyer, and they can't take that risk of, you know what, I'm not going to entertain this person. Because you've incurred a cost to exhibit your product. So you want to sell. So when Satya comes in there like a buyer, they have to talk to Satya. Right?
Yeah.
And if you notice, the first question that comes after the trying is what's going to dictate the whole conversation.
Correct.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Right? If you start the conversation with do you ship or do you send, they'll be like, no, it's like automatically first spam on red
Red
flag
flag
clubs, correct? But instead, if you ask them, so where are you selling? And it'll be like, the word selling is what they are here for. So when they hear the word selling, they'll be like, oh, he's interested in what my interest is, right? And they will share how they're selling. And oftentimes, who would ask this question? A distributor that wants to buy their products to sell it abroad.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to know where your product is distributed already, so I don't go and distribute it in the same place. So as soon as they say domestically, boom, your magical question comes. Why not internationally? And they'll be like, oh, this person is actually not here to buy. This person is actually here to help me grow. You get it? And oftentimes, if you notice, the rejection that you guys would have faced are not by the top tier management of the brand. A founder, a managing director, a chief executive will never say no to you saying that let me help you grow your business.
Correct.
The rejections you guys would have faced would have been the stars.
Yeah.
They'd be like, you know what, I need to go and communicate this to my boss, and then all the work you know, it's human psychology. It's nothing else. Okay, let me share one experience. Nestle. Remember we were targeting Nestle,
Correct.
right? I walked up to Nestle's booth. Okay, and there was this person that gave me their card saying that come and see me in my booth, and I'm interested in working with the products you have. So and he told me clearly, come after half an hour. So I also went after half an hour. Of course, that person was not there in the booth. Okay, so I was talking, and then the waiter was giving out samples. I said, I want to meet this person. This person gave me their name card. Oh, okay, this person is not here. Let me introduce you to somebody who's responsible for that department.
Okay.
And then when I went up there, so all of us have our tags, right? Right. So I could see his name. I could see his designation. His designation was just an admin clerk. Okay, but this person who introduced me to this person mentioned that he's the head of export. So I know he was right. So then I knew that. So I was like, at least hide your tag. Right. So spoke and all, right. And this person said, just as typical, email me, we'll quote you, yada yada yada. Then we went back to our booth. We were just chilling. You won't believe it. 2 random gentlemen just walked by us with a Nestle logo on them. And then they walked back again. Okay, so something told me, like, just go and talk. Let's just see what this person says. And they looked like kind of older in age. They were not like very young people.
It was like your gut feeling just kicked in, told you to do it.
He's kind of older, he looks professional, must be some position in Nestle, right? So I walked up to him and I was like, we have this, we've been trying to connect with Nestle. And I was like, why are you trying to connect with Nestle? And I told him whatever we do. And he was there with 2 people there, right? So he gave me his card. It was the export executive for international business.
Oh.
Okay? And then I told him about what we do and all of that. He said he was interested, he wanted to know more. The other person who's next to him, you know what he mentioned? Because I told him openly, like, I got no problem in emailing you, but you guys are not going to reply. You know what the other guy told me? If this person doesn't reply, you call me.
Give his name.
And he gave me his card. Right?
And he is?
And he's the regional head, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I was like, see, the top tier executives are welcoming to this, but just that you need to go to the right medium to reach the right messages.
Correct.
And what does sales got to do with this? It's psychology. Correct? See, an admin clerk has nothing to do with business expansion, so it does not motivate him to pass on this value. But a chief executive director, he's like, this is something I need to bring to the table, right? So that's how I would say, like, study the person before. Like, don't go around with a machine gun. Go in with a sniper. Like, even if it takes an hour to pull a trigger, but make sure when you pull a trigger, it's a dead enemy there.
Pull the right trigger.
What's the point of going around Rambo and revealing and exposing everything that you have and hoping that one will stick? Right? Calculate the rotation of the earth, calculate the speed of the wind, pull that one trigger, right? And it must hit in between the eyes.
But normally what I will do, right? If I go to the both of us, see what attack first. The first thing. I'll see the attack first. The promoter, I'll try to direct my conversation to a different guy. See what he designation and what to send for. Am I the right person? And then I'll start conversation with him. Otherwise, I just walk past by, go second round until I manage to get the right person in the
And
expo.
you know this, I was just so happy with the way you guys performed in Mihas because I see all the way Wyngs have been operating all this while, right? We've been using all WhatsApp for conversation. You don't actually see our customer. We just talk to them virtually.
True.
Right? But Mihas made us see these people in their eyes, talk to them, feel them out. They felt our energy out. They knew if you were they would know. The energy would just speak volumes,
True.
And now that you guys have a glimpse of how the consumer takes your conversation, you would definitely need to use that ideas, whatever you learn. See, what's the point of you learning something and not implementing it?
True.
Right? It's just wasted knowledge. Right? gain once you whatever knowledge you've got, right? Try to implement it on a day-to-day conversation. Try to implement it on day-to-day things, and automatically it will become second nature. So I feel like that is one of the biggest takeaway I had in Mihas. Like seeing you guys, like I was able to see how Uma can talk, how Zara can talk, how Satya could talk, and it gives me a better perspective on what your strengths are.
Yeah.
You know, so always use opportunities like this, I would say.
Okay, coming back to like what you said, Ishwar, we were trying to attack the big vendors like Nestle and stuff like that, right? Just want to ask like you guys, was there any vendors in particular that we did attack and we did secure deals like that?
Actually, to be honest, right, in Mihas, I think we had a secure rate of about 80%.
80%,
like,
that is
I think
incredible, yeah.
As what I could remember, there was only one idiot who rejected us.
I think I know which
you
one
were
that
there,
was.
right? Like, and it was very, pardon my French, but then it was kind of dumb why it was rejected. I was there to buy their product, and he just refused to sell me their product. I'm like, bro, why are you here then?
Yeah.
If you're not here to sell the product, why are you here? You know? And remember, you think you also was there, and
Yeah, maybe
I
Satya,
think
you can
three
talk
of us
about
was
it a
there,
bit.
man.
of,
yeah, I
like,
think you should
what
talk
happened,
about
yeah.
this, like how paint the scenario.
Like tell the audience what happened with this vendor. How come among all like the 80% that we managed to secure, why was this vendor like in particular with being such a
No, because like when we was first we tried to engage with that company. I think there was one guy. I think he's a sales executive or some high management also lah.
Okay.
So early he was interested, and then he wanted us to come and visit his booth, and we sit down, we talk to him.
Alright.
And when the higher person, the co-founder, she came about, like we are there to give you business, and we book together, vice versa.
Yeah, true.
So she came about to the booth, and then she was looking at us like one guy only. And then imagine she was staring at me like this. She was looking at everybody's name tag, what we are doing, all kind of stuff.
Really analyzing everyone.
Analyzing what, and it's so obvious, and we feel so offended the way she's doing.
Oh.